Happy Sunday, Tampa Bay. We're with you for another week to talk about the Tampa Bay real estate market like we are every Sunday here on WFLA News. I'm joined by Robert Johnson, president of the Duncan Duo Team. I'm Andrew Duncan, and we have a new, fresh rookie guest. Not a rookie in the mortgage world, but a rookie host on the radio show today, Mike Corrigan with Cross Country Mortgage. We touched on it last week about our new partnership with Cross Country and how excited we were to be working with them and to have you on the show. And I wanted to just lead the show today with a quick opportunity for you to introduce yourself and introduce Cross Country Mortgage, since they'll be hearing you guys on the show quite a bit. To talk a little bit about the nuances, the differences, and the uniqueness of the company and our partnership.
Well, thank you. First of all, excited to be here and joining with you and partnering with you, Andrew, and the Duncan Duo. Again, my name is Mike Corrigan. I'm with Cross Country Mortgage. We're based right here in Tampa Bay. We've had a branch here in the Tampa Bay area since 2014. Our company is based out of Cleveland, Ohio, and been in business since 2003. And we're a mid-sized mortgage banker. We'll fund probably a little bit over $10 billion in funded loan volume this year. So we've done this once or twice across the way. And so we really want to partner with people like yourselves, and I think why we're in this relationship is to really help the clientele and the home buyers out there have a good experience as they go through this exciting time, whether it's they're buying their first home, their forever home, their dream home, an investment property or whatnot, and be able to help them and hold their hand through the process and with a personalized touch.
And one of the things that I liked, so I talked about how I met you guys. I went on a speaking tour and I was down in Miami. And to me, I'm always a believer that, companies extend a lot of their culture from their leaders. And I met one of their owners, Ish, and Ismail DiMarcina, I think is the pronunciation, but everyone just knows him as Ish.
Ish.
So when I met him and I saw how aggressive he was, I knew that you guys would also be aggressive with rates and fees and costs, because you knew how important that was, not just to be aggressive in getting business, but also in doing a great job for the customer, so they choose you and they keep coming back. And so that was one of the things that attracted me. And then, of course, your reputation, poking around to some other friends that had been in business with you guys, and they said some great things. So that was a big part of it, too. But talk a little bit about, products. I think you guys really cover the whole gamut of products out there. For anyone thinking about a mortgage, there's really not a path that you guys don't cover.
Yeah, we do really have a wide array of products out there that goes from your traditional conventional loans. We have the government loan, so an FHA-backed loans, a veteran loan, which is big here in the Tampa Bay community. We do a lot of veteran business. We actually waive all of our lender fees for all the veteran loans that we do to thank them for their service as an additional incentive that's out there. We can do the USDA loans. And we also have a lot of what are called the non-QM or non-qualified mortgage loans. And non-QM came out after the financial crisis, and so that allows for some more of the unique properties and unique situations that are out there, whether it's a non-warrantable condo or somebody who maybe is self-employed, and because they write off a whole bunch on their taxes, they don't show a whole bunch of net income, but they have a ton of cash flow that's coming through, and they truly can afford the property and whatnot. Right. So we can do a bank state program to help them with that. So there really isn't a situation that we come across that we don't really cover or have an outlet for that. A majority of the loans, over 95% of the business we do, we bank it ourselves, so we fund it in our own name and everything else. And if there is some of those unique situations where we don't do that, it's not where we're a mortgage banker, we do have broker relationships out there where we can go out to some of our partners in the industry and help facilitate the loan program through that, so we can still serve our clientele.
And that was one of the things I like, because everyone's worked with mortgage lenders, and we work with some great ones, but sometimes they're limited in terms of the programs that they can offer, or they don't have some of that creativity. If it doesn't fit their box, they don't want it.
Of course.
And you guys have a pretty big box, which is what I liked a lot, because it helps, so that you're not juggling relationships, juggling customers with different companies depending on their credit score, their income. So it's rare that you guys have to send something out,
right,
because of the amount of products that you do offer and kind of the in-house solutions. But that was one of the things that I was really excited about. In addition to that, how competitive you guys are, looking at rates and fees. Look, everyone out there shops rates and fees. We know in the business that they're not the all tell all. You know, there's a lot of challenges where people will look only at the rate and then get killed on closing costs, or pay only attention to costs, and then they hire a lender that can't actually get the loan closed because they're an amateur and they didn't know what they were doing. So, you know, I wanted to go with somebody that had a good balance of all those things, being able to serve the customer, help them get to closing in a timely fashion, you know, support them through the process, as well as have great rates, costs, and fees. And I think you guys kind of checked all those boxes off.
For sure, and I think you nailed it on the head. Rate and fees are extremely important in the process, and you have to be competitive out in the marketplace so that people do want to go with you. They're not the end-all be-all. They're not everything, but they are a big important factor in it. But, you know, we always tell people you got to look at the whole product offering people are offering, whether it's can they get the deal done, like you said. I mean, you can have the lowest rate out there in the world, but if you can't get the, you know, transaction closed, it doesn't matter.
Look, and I've got probably a list of 5 or 6 mortgage companies and banks. I'm certainly not going to say I'm on air because I don't want to get sued. But there's a list of those that if we get a pre-qual from one of those, we're sketching. We know their ability to close is very, very low. We know their cancellation rate is high. So, you know, that I think that's another thing, having that reputation and not being one of those companies, because one of those companies then has, you know, when they get in, when they do submit an offer with that pre-qual, that listing agent doesn't want to recommend it to their customer, or if they're in a bidding war situation, you know, I mean, we're in bidding war situations every single day. I mean, every single day we've got buyers and sellers that we're in bidding war situations, and when we're the listing agent on that, we're looking at who the lenders are. You know, there's some of them we're like, no, this is, you want to go with it, you don't want to go with these people. That's going to be terrible. That's going to be a nightmare. You know, so that's another thing I think in you guys' favor.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that differentiates us is we do a lot of our homework up front before we're out there actually buying the property and getting somebody truly pre-approved. And there's a lot of lenders out there that'll send out a letter and whatnot. And again, I don't want to name names of different companies out there, but you go through, we take the time to make sure they're truly qualified and they're truly ready to buy the home that they're looking for, because you don't want to get into a situation, if you're a home buyer, where you go out there, you want to go in with confidence to knowing you truly can qualify for the property that's out there. And in markets that have low inventory and are tight or competitive situations, when you have that reputation like Cross Country Mortgage does and goes out there, it just makes the offer a little bit stronger.
Yeah, no doubt.